many boardrooms across a very storied career, and I think governance is obviously the very nucleus of what you do. There was a particular slide there that Dion had that asked the question of how does an organization navigate through a dark forest? Do organizations can understand the dark forest that they're in? From somebody who sits in governance and leadership positions, and you look at particular institutions being overwhelmed by changing tides around them, what are the key governance challenges that have emerged in recent times, particularly since 2023, as Dion said, when suddenly we're told ChatGPT is here to displace all of us?
Well, if you all sit back and reading in on that presentation on the state we're in, the dark forest, and thinking about the questions raised on sovereignty, on the agents and the agentic ecosystem, and wondering what control you have, good, that's a start. That's why he was here. And I think when a good place to start, and I think I know we always separate issues. Because what state are we in? And you're asking regarding governance and the organization and boards. But the question we need to start thinking, because we have the human ability to think in parallel, okay? There's artificial intelligence and there's authentic intelligence. Artificial intelligence is all the authentic intelligence in a database, okay? That's it. So when you ask yourself, are you in the dark forest? And the question I'm saying, what should companies do? You should be asking the question, where am I as an individual? Because the rules of the game applies whether you're an individual or whether you're sitting on a board, governing structures, ensuring sustainability, aligning to human rights and to good governance. So we need to do the same thing and ask ourselves, am I in a dark forest? Because in order to find your way, and as Dion mentioned, you never know who's lurking, okay? You have to determine the rules of the game. Now, when we introduced governance years ago, everybody was going, oh, corporate governance, corporate is such a corporate thing. It was very difficult for young students and the man in the street to grasp it. So I thought the only way that I could explain, which everybody could identify, and thank you for your opening, was a game of soccer. And governance is the rules of the game. There's rules, there's a side, and you've got to be fit. So as long as you know the rules, as you know what side you're playing on, as long as you're fit enough, you're going to go and play the game, and you're going to operate within the rules of the game, being compliant to the regulations, and you're going to outperform like Ronaldo does and jump 5 times higher than any soccer player, but still in the game. So when it comes to what should companies do, start on where you are. What's important to you? What do you put on as a priority? Because if you kind of feel in the dark and you're still in the forest, and you don't have the grip on data, on where it is and where it's residing, it comes back to the point of, to be in the forest, you need to be equipped to know, where am I and how am I going to get out? You got to be focused, good eyesight, and in the business, the world we're in, we all find ourselves today, is we've got to know the governance, the rules of the game, and we've got to speak the language. And the language today is digital fluency. This is what you have to have. If you're not digitally fluent, you will not know that all of you sitting with the phone right now, go to your settings in your apps, look at your Google setting, and you all by default have given Google the right to share all your permissions, all your data across. And you can do that right now. It's all there, because those are set. So given the actual entire process, given the presentation, every aspect of that related to self and to organizations, and that would be your guide, because you've got to start somewhere and start on what you know. And we're lifelong learners. What you don't know, you'll soon find out with the logic and the question that you have. Thank you.
Thanks, Yasmin.